Hey guys, it's Stubbs Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was just doing some desk testing when I heard about the YCSs that happened over the weekend. I know it's a little late, but I wanted to give my take. Before we get started, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I always like doing these videos for you guys, and if you want to be a help or give me some ideas, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first one, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was the fact that Vanquishal K9 is still a deck, and it is still moving. It hasn't slowed down. So, as much as a lot of people have said that K9 is going to be cooked with Vanquishal, I think it got top 16 at Lille or Lille, and there were a lot of decks at top, and the main ones being Mitsurugi, Yummy, Draco Tail branded, and I believe some K9 variants. Now, because Noroi and Jax are now in the game, K9 is a lot more flexible and can do a lot more than usual. And in the end, it's just like, where could you counter? Now, people are still main decking Droll, which is fine. I don't recommend it at this point. I'd recommend running it in side deck. Maybe it's side deck worthy. I run one in my main deck just for a cross-out target, but yeah, we're doing some deck testing. And then for an update, we will have, now it'll be in a couple weeks, but once that does happen, I will be hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament at E4. If you have questions, please join the Discord. Link is in my bio. And yeah, so now that we talked about the tops, I want to point out some of the cards that made an impact. A lot of people didn't see Skullmeister in the picture, and that went under the radar for a while. It's now made a big debut, and it has shut down a lot of decks if you look at the footage. Floodgates are popping off. The only floodgate I like to run is Dimensional Barrier, because other than that, if you're running like Tikaboo or Skill Drain or something, I feel like that's just toxic. But I think there's a lot of things that could be done better. There are some decks that, I mean, I didn't participate, and I haven't topped, so that's, my opinion doesn't really matter, but just from a competitive player perspective, that's just my opinion. I know YCS Pittsburgh is long ways away. It's far away, but if you are participating in that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to meet some guys and maybe have a duel with you. I'm still learning my deck, so I'm not expecting it to well just yet, but I'm always open to more suggestions. What else? So I did play in my locals last night, and Draco Tail has been way more dominant than before, but there are some outliers. I know I said Doom Z is very bad. But playing it at a local level, I feel like would be fine. It actually won my locals, which was Draco Tail heavy. Other than like a few outliers, we had like 2 Lunalights, myself, and then another Yummy player, and then the rest were Draco Tail and 1 Doomsday player. Doesn't really matter. Triple D is kind of broken, especially with like the amount of flexibility you have. You can go into a lot of different things, and the mirror matches are actually really fun to watch, especially because you can run Super Poly and then summon your own Triple D monster because your opponent has the same monsters. It's really fun. Now, I know I've said in case people were wondering why I don't talk about it, I've said in a previous video that I just don't want to do Genesis format. I've devoted all my time to playing the TCG, so playing Genesis would kind of suck. Granted, if I did play Genesis, I would probably be playing Fire Kings or something. What else is there? I have some cards coming in the mail. I will give you an updated deck list on Yummies at some point. I am eager to show what I've learned because I know the combos that I made in the first video about Yummies was not the best. Especially because I was learning the deck myself and I was doing this stuff on the fly. So, and I know I definitely misread some cards, like Marshmallow is not a card that can get you a spell or a trap card from the deck. It can only get it from the graveyard. It can get it from the deck only if it's summoned by a Synchro monster, which is pretty impressive. That I missed something like that, but... if you guys want to see live locals or locals live, please let me know in the comments or let me know in Discord. Once I start going to tournaments hosted at E4, I think I'll be more than happy to start streaming those. I'll leave my Twitch channel at some point. I don't think just yet, but thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was more just me sprouting a bunch of gibberish, but I'm glad you guys checked out my video. Have a good day. Peace.